Well, hello there. Hopefully, sound's working. Sounds it to me. Let me just turn off this other. There we go. Right, Bibby, you're early in, mate. Couldn't you sleep? Evening, Tom. Kelsey, hi, love. Yeah, Bibby, it's a miracle of technical engineering's done that. I think that's what they call it anyway. I don't really know. I'm going to take this out now because I don't need to hear myself. So there we go. I've got the telly on really, really low over there because I'm watching the Masters. So if you hear me scream or shout or whatever, you'll know something's happened drastically. Anyway, I've had a call from the boy today. Well, today, about an hour ago, I think it was, 6 o'clock. He seems in good spirits, and that's about all he had to say, really. He just said, "Grandad, how do you think time's flying?" And I said, "Well, I do, son, actually, yeah. When you think about it, we're nearly into the middle of bloody April." And he's actually got his new, I don't know what you call it now, his prisoner category has been changed to C. So he might just get a move to a category C, Nick. And hopefully it might be the one that's just opened up down near York, because there's a brand new one just opened up down near York, category C. But just have to keep fingers crossed, I suppose. So I hope everybody's okay and keeping well. I'm feeling a little better this week than I have been doing. But there you go. That's me in a nutshell. Done. Got something in my bloody eye now, for Christ's sake. Aye. Don't know what that was. I've got to keep my glasses on because I can't read the chat. Otherwise, I'd take them off. But then I won't be able to read if anybody puts anything on. Well, yeah, it's been a cracking day again today. It's been red hot. Been cracking the pavements with the heat. Sat outside and read a half of my book. Well, I'm saying half of my book. I read the second half of the book that I started yesterday. So it's quite good. I quite enjoyed it. And it was nice to sit outside. And it wasn't, it's a bit windy, but it wasn't cold. Kelsey, it was a Clive Cussler book, and it's called Vixen 03. And when I first started it, I thought, oh, God, it's all over the place. I couldn't quite get my head round. You know, it would start off in America, and then all of a sudden you're in South Africa, then you're in America again, and on an island somewhere in the Pacific, and then you're back in America. It was all over the place. But the story came together about halfway through the book, and I thought, wow, he's wound that in quite good, really. But yeah, it was a good book. I've got another 2 Clive Cusslers to read. I can't remember what they're called. They're sat on my shelf here somewhere. I can't see that far, so I can't tell you what they're called. But he's a hell of a writer, I'll give him that. He's got a hell of an imagination. But if anybody's into reading and they like this, they like, well, I don't think you can call it a whodunit. Really, it's not a whodunit. It's complicated, but it's a hell of a story, and he comes across with it quite good. So there you go. That's the book today we're reading is Clive Cussler, Vixen 03. So it starts up in 1950, I think, and then carries on up to 1988. So it's quite good. And yeah, I don't think I presume when you say Grandad's bedtime story, I presume you mean me. I certainly don't take a bed. I don't take a book to bed. I've found that I've got a TV in my bedroom, and I've found that if I'm not tired and I want to go to sleep, is to put on what's that bloody channel called? God, Ben, it's gone straight out of my head. It's a yellow, some kind of yellow thing. It'll come to me in a minute. Anyway, I put it on, and I tell you what, I don't see 10 minutes, and I've gone. Whereas if I put something like BBC iPlayer on, it just keeps me awake. I can't think of what this channel's called now. It's not Prime. Pluto. It's called Pluto TV. There was loads of channels within the TV thing. It's quite good, but to send you to sleep, that's the best channel to put on. So there you go. Evening, Sharon. Has he been talking to you, honey? That'd be nice. Excuse me. But yeah, it's the best thing for sleep is Pluto TV. But saying that, I don't normally need rocking to go to sleep. Last night I fell asleep. I had my dinner really, really late. I'd been watching the Masters, and I thought, I better get something to eat. And the problem with watching the Masters, of course, is the breaks. They have a lot of breaks on it, but they only last like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and it comes back on. And you don't want to miss out, do you? So a break would come on, I'd get up, run into the kitchen, get my plate out, run back in. Next break, I'd run back in, open the fridge, see what I've got, come back out. So it took me half the night to get something to eat on a plate. And then my trouble is when I eat, I fall asleep. So I woke up at 3:30 this morning, sat on the chair, still with a plate in my lap. So, oh, God. No, it was an empty plate. It wasn't full. So there you go. I feel like Grandad out. Well, I know everybody calls me Grandad, but I do feel like Grandad out of The Simpsons, where he drops to sleep, or, the nod of a hat or a wink of an eye. He just goes. Well, I'm exactly the same. I just, boom, I've gone. And I must just sit there or lay there or what, because I wake up and half the time my dinner plate's still on my knee. Evening, Clary. Nice to see you. Nice. Is Bibby still with us? Or not? Or has he just popped in to say hello and popped back out to go back to bed? Because you never know, do you? It's 7:10. Oh. Yeah, so just to bring you up to date, I've had a cut. Oh, well done. I hope he's okay, Bibby. I haven't watched him for ages. But saying that, as you know, I moved recently and I'm still in the process of cleaning kit out and putting plates on walls and, you know, stuff like that. And I've totally lost the plot because I was saying something and that's gone out my head now, what I was saying to. I was just going to give you the update again on my call to Levi. Yeah, so he's on top form, he's in good spirits, and he says he can't believe how fast time is flying, so it must be flying for him. It is flying for me anyway, I know that. I have managed to get 2 boxes together with all his kit I moved from his mum's when he was put away. And I've got 2 boxes of cables and all that, you know, all the stuff he had. Now, I've still got his camera and his microphone on my desk, but that'll wait until he comes out. But yes, he seems in good spirits. I think he was on about he's got some pains in his hands, and I said, well, it could be that could come from me in your genes, not literally in his genes. You know what I mean, don't you? Because I've got bad hands. Everybody knows my hands are always cold. However, saying that, my hands are not always cold now because this flat I've got is just toasty. It's cracking, I love it. And it's free heat. Oh, can't go wrong, can you? All my dreams have come true. So yeah, I've got in touch with the I don't know what you call it now, with the insurance company for my car and cancelled the insurance. I've cancelled the thing for whatever you call it. You pay the government. I know we pay the government lots of money, but I can't remember what the car tax. Cancel that. Cancel my insurance. There's 110 quid saved a month. So I've just got to phone somebody up now to come and pick the car up and get shut. And then I'll be a lonely boy. Clary, I've only stopped driving because I thought it was, quite honestly, I thought it was pointless that it was costing me 70 quid, just over 70 quid a month for the insurance, then 30 quid for the tax. Then you have to have it, whatever you call that, MOT'd. And I was only using it at the most twice a week. And at both times it was either to go to the quacks or go shopping. So it was costing 25, 30 quid a week for it to sit outside gathering dust. And so I decided, during the week I decided I was going to do it, and I did it. The only thing I haven't organised is, like Kelsey says, bus pass time. I haven't organised my bus pass. But so I just need to get down to the library and get myself a bus pass, and then I'm sorted. But I went on to what do you call it? Morrison's online, and put my order in, and it'll be here on Tuesday morning between 9 and 10. And it didn't cost me any more than I normally spend at Morrison's, but I didn't have to drive there and carry the bugger or walk round the shop or whatever. So that was that. And then I've got on the Deliveroo app if I need anything straight away. And wham bam, thank you, ma'am. And for Morrison's, I paid £40 up front, and that pays for all the deliveries for the next 12 months. So yeah, Clary, you don't have to be sociable. I love it. But saying that, when I go shopping, I don't see anybody else. You know, I just have tunnel vision. I walk into the shop, I know what I want, pick up what I want, walk around the shop, pick up all the things, walk to the till, pay, and bugger off home. You know, people always say, "Oh, I saw you the other day in Morrison's, or I saw you driving down the road and waved and you didn't acknowledge it." Oh, the reason I didn't acknowledge them, because I didn't bleed and see them. Because I don't. I just... There you go. So yeah, it's... Get onto this shopping online thing. I think I'll be okay with that. And like I say, I'm saving... Well, I'm saving 100 quid a month by not using the car. So, and the bus is going to cost me knack all. And apparently my neighbour told me the other day that there's a bus passes just at the end of the road here, just outside the... Well, not just outside, but at the end of the place where I live. And so, yeah, I will miss calling traffic wardens names. And yeah, I could, as silly as it sounds, Tom, I could go on the train, because, funnily enough, my sister has just... Well, she hasn't just... 2 weeks ago, they've gone to Spain for a month, as my sister and her husband. They live in Scarborough, and they catch the train from Scarborough to Leeds, and then catch the Leeds bus, whatever you call the bus, the Greyhound bus, whatever you call it, in Leeds, and it takes them to Leeds Bradford Airport. The bus is £2, and the train journey was 18 quid. So it's now, is it? It's not, you know, it's as long as you pay, you know, you're not buying it, you know, you're not thinking, oh, I'll go and catch the train tomorrow and go to Loggerheads. You know, if you know you're going to go to Loggerheads in May, well, you book your bloody train, because you book it in advance, you get it cheaper price. Do you know, Clary, I'm not a bus person, quite honestly. I am not a bus person. It'll take me a bit to get used to parking my ass on a bus, because I'm not a bus person. But needs must. And, you know, I won't have to use the bus much, because you can get everything online. I love it. You can just Yeah, Kels, I know. Man, it's a long time since you've been to Hull. I'm not complaining. I'm just mentioning it, just just in case. But yeah, so there you go. That's my life as such. So of course, since I've moved here, I've read 2 books, and well, I've done lots. I've cleared out loads and loads and loads and loads of bloody rubbish, buckets of it, huggins of rubbish, and I've got my little paper machine, that rips paper into shreds and shit, and I've I've been on the shredder and shredding all the paper and stuff. So you'd have to forgive me. I've got a frog in my throat, I think. Just bear with me. Hopefully that'll clear it. Yeah, so and like I was saying, my sister's gone to Spain with her husband. Now normally they always used to drive. Always. They'd make 3, it'd take them 3 days. They'd stop up in France at a couple of places on the way, and then maybe a place in Spain on the way. And they've always driven. But now they've decided that train from Scarborough to Leeds, aeroplane from Leeds to Malaga, and train from Malaga to where they stay. So there you go. And even though my sister's husband's got a car, my sister travels quite a lot on the buses because she just uses her bus card. And lots of times she'll go from Scarborough to Bridlington. I don't think I could do that one though, because the trouble with going from one town to another on the bus is if you get the wrong bleeding bus, it goes round every pissing village in the county before it gets to where you want to go. V, good evening, mate. Nice to see you back on. I'll give an update before we finish on the boy. I was just blathering away like I do. Wow, £2 from Leeds to Scarborough. Wow, that's a bargain, isn't it? £2. No, even better if they give me £2. That'd be a better bargain. I can't see me getting on a bus in Hull and going to Brid. Tell you the truth. But yeah, I'll give one in a minute, baby. There isn't a lot to say, mate. I've just forgotten what I was saying anyway. Yeah, with your bus ticket, you can. I can't remember how I can get a bus from Hull to Driffield, and then Driffield to Brid, and then Brid to Scarborough. So it's a couple of changes to get from Hull to Scarborough, whereas it'd be easy enough for my brother-in-law just to get in his car and come and pick me up. Aztec Media, good evening, mate. Right, just an update. Spoke to the boy this evening. He's on good form. He's in good spirits. And he said, Grandad, you can't believe how fast time is flying. And I said, yes, I can, because it's flying for me as well, son. And so he's got his category changed. He's now a category C prisoner. and that might give him a move to a Category C prison. And I do know that up near York, this month, April, a new prison is opening, or it might have opened. It might have opened already, and that's a Category C, Nick. And my other grandson, Levi's brother, I don't know who he works for, but they've been doing a lot of work at this new prison, and he said, you can't believe it's like a bloody hotel. So there you go. If he's saying that, he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder about stuff like that. £6 to get to, depends how far you're going, doesn't it, V? I've got a hospital appointment in the northeast tomorrow. Usually go on train 22. Yeah. Depends how far you're going, doesn't it, really? But £6 not bad. But that's the problem is time, isn't it? You know, if you've got to be at the hospital, I don't know, for 12 o'clock, you know, you have to catch a pissing bus about 5:30 in the morning to get there, depending on how far it is, of course. Bit of an exaggeration, but you get the point, don't you, really? I've got a hospital appointment on the 26th of what month are we? April. 26th of April. I've got an appointment at Hull Royal. Going to be going through the hamburger thing. You know, the thing where you lay down, you go through an hamburger. Or maybe not an hamburger. What do you call them things with holes in? Not polos. I don't know what you call them. Anyway, I've got that. Yeah, that's it. Millsike. And it is eco-friendly. I know that because, like I say, my grandson was telling me all about it. I think the only thing, donut. Kelsey, thank you. That's the word I was looking for, donut. I'm a bit of a bloody donut myself, really. Up here. There's a big hole in my head. Call it me donut. But yeah, as I was saying, the move to a better jail does sound good, but he might have to share a cell, because I don't think the single cells at this new prison. And of course, where he is now, he has a single cell. So he's got a cell to himself, which has got a shower in and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, it could be going from one prison to another, but he might have to share. And if it was me, I'd rather just stay where I am, quite honestly. Yeah, B, so anything to save a few quid, that's what I say, mate. Can't knock people for saving money in this day and age, can you? You know, we all need it. We all need to be, we all need more money in the bloody pockets. That's the thing. Not that you're going to get it because the government will just bloody take it off you. And if they don't, they'll find a way that they can. But there you go. That's getting onto politics. And I shouldn't really, you know what I'm like when I get onto politics. It's nearly as bad as talking about that twat Peter Levy. But there you go. I'm leaning back now. I'm a laid back chap. I'm just going to turn my head and have a look at the screen, see how the golf's going. Looks like McIlroy's just about to tee off, I think. So Anyway, so there you go, folks. That's the story of my life for a week. Yeah, so like I was saying, it might be better for him to if he's happy where he is, and when I say happy, that's not really the right word to use. But if he's laid back where he is, and he's got his own space, well, do you give up your own space to go to a better looking prison, really? And if he did get to the York one, of course, it would be better for his mum and sister and brother to visit, because it's not as far away as he is at the moment. So, there's ups and downs, isn't there? There's ins and outs and ups and downs. It sounds like a bloody pornographic film, really. But there you go. That's life. So, where can I go from here? I don't really know, quite honestly. I can't be bouncing off comments because there isn't any. Well, there is, but I've bounced off them all. So, V, I hope it's nothing too drastic, mate. I know that that my problem, they seem to be getting to the bottom of my problem, putting it politely. Because the quack phoned me up on evening, Carlos. Yeah, I don't think, Tom, they can guarantee you anything in Nick except that you're being locked up. They don't give you anything. I don't think they don't give you choices. They'll just send them and that's it. And I don't know whether he gets a choice, whether he has to go. If they say, well, you're going to go to a Cat C prison tomorrow, I don't know whether he's got that option to say, I'd rather stay here. You know what I mean? I very much doubt he's got that option, but there you are. So we'll see. We'll just take it, go with the flow, see what happens. That's all we can do, is see what happens. Yeah, so the quack phoned me up at lunchtime on Wednesday to tell me about my my several blood tests that I've had done. He said, we haven't got the result from your last blood test, but all the others we've done have all come out okay. The only thing, you've got a little bit of fat on your kidney. As well, that's the way I cook it, mate. It's, lots of fat and loads of onions. No. They don't have a sense of humour, do they? But there you go. Anyway, so he said, and the biopsy they did on the thing they found, as far as they're aware, it's non-cancerous. So they'll just need to arrange to go in to have it removed. So, it's... So I might be in Hull Royal for a day. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But yeah, I don't think he'll Tom. I don't think he'd do anything silly, really, to facilitate him not moving. If they say, you don't have a you don't have an option. You have to go. He'll go. But if they give him an option to stay, I think he might stay. Because it's not long, is it? It's not as though he's there for another 10 years. It's not long. So, see how it goes. Go with the flow. Anyway, V. Oh, that sounds a little bit much, V. I hope you get it sorted and, get it done. Look, Kelsey's counting the days. Look, days to do are getting few. So there you go. Yeah, but mine's not that, mine's not that, don't know what you call it. Mine's not serious, really, if that makes sense. Of course, it'll be an operation to remove this polyp that found in my gut. But there's good news and bad news, I think. The good news is they can take it out. The bad news is they might have to go up my backside to take it. So it all depends, doesn't it? See how it goes anyway. I'm not too worried. I could do with a couple of days in hospital, a few young nurses waiting on me hand and foot and bringing me dinners and all that kind of stuff. You never know, do you? But it'd be just like me to have one of those ops where you go in the morning at 9 o'clock and you come home at 8:30 at night. Local anaesthetic thing. They don't keep you in. I'm saying that when I went before, I was there a few hours, and at the end I was sat in a room and they served me. I had a couple of cups of coffee and they brought me biscuits, and yeah, it was quite good. I thought, oh, I could come back for this again. But there you go, coffee and biscuits. It's like giving blood, isn't it? Yeah, Kels, like I say, if it's a local anaesthetic, I don't think you have to have. I don't know. I'm not into it really, but yeah, there you go, V. There is some stunning. Well, all nurses are stunning. Quite honestly, I haven't ever seen an ugly nurse. And take it from me, I've seen some ugly women in my life. In fact, I married one of them. But there you go. That's another story. So, yeah, Carlos says, I don't have a lot to. I don't have a lot to base my opinion on hospitals much. I mean, I was in hospital in 2008, I think, for 2 months. I'd had a stroke, and yeah, it was. Well, I was going to say it was nice, but it might sound a bit stupid that, but it wasn't a bad stay, and I can't knock it. So yeah, so there you go. That's my story, my life in hospitals. But talking of hospitals, I when I was just short of 18, and I was in the army at 18, and the the regiment I was with the York and Lancaster Regiment, and the Labour government had decided in their infinite wisdom that they were going to get rid of this regiment that I was with, the York and Lancaster Regiment. And so the regiment decided, well, the regiment and the army or whatever decided they were going to go on 2 months jungle training in Jamaica. Needless to say, we went to Jamaica for 2 months jungle training, and not one of us saw jungle. We saw plenty of swimming pools and nightlife and all that kind of gear, but we never saw a swimming pool, and we never ever took any of our wages from the army, because the regiment gave us all our spending money. Because they were trying to get rid of all this regiment had been going. It was something like the 4th Regiment of Foot, which means they go way, 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 way back. And they was as rich as bloody hell. They had money to burn. So, of course, they weren't going to let the government have all this money. So they decided they were going to spend it. And they did. They spent it. They spent lots of it anyway. So I never drew any of my pay for 2 months while I was over there, because the regiment gave us all our money. But unfortunately, one of the downside of it, of course, was I was a cook, and of course I couldn't go partying, 24-hour partying and swimming pooling and all that kind of gears, because I still had to feed all the lads. Oh, I was one of them who had to feed all the lads. So, of course, I didn't get all the time off. But the point I was getting at was we used to work in an old, it wasn't a castle, but it was, a really old building. And the kitchens they'd put on the ground, on the ground, well, it wasn't the ground floor. It was like the cellar of this building. And the reasoning was, they thought if we put the kitchen in the cellar, it's going to be cooler because it's below ground and, it's cooler, isn't it? What they forgot to think of was, of course, we're cooking. So there's bloody stoves on. And it got us hot as hell, really. And anyway, I got overcome by something and ended up in hospital for 3 weeks in Jamaica. And I'm trying to remember, while I'm talking, I'm trying to remember the name of the place where this hospital was. Summit Bay. It's a really posh place now, full of tourists. It's a big tourist place in Jamaica, Summit Bay. And I was at the hospital there. And it was an American hospital. So all the doctors and nurses were all Yanks. Well, I'm there, an 18-year-old kid, basically. And there's all these stunning nurses coming in here. Wow, get in, fill your boots. Montego Bay, I think that's what they call it. Now, I think that's what they call it. Just come to me. Yeah, so I spent 3 weeks there. Now, not Antigua, mate, it was in Jamaica. And the old saying is, she went on her own accord. Anyway, that's a line. Yeah. So of course, I was doing my, as you all know, I do genealogy, but I also have an online family archive where I archive all photographs and and documents and stuff like that for the future generations to see how we lived. So So of course I thought, right, I'll just see if I can find my army records, and I couldn't find them. I tried to figure out why I couldn't find them, and then I realised I couldn't find them because this wicked witch of the West, who I'd shacked up with down south, burnt everything I had. And if she didn't burn it, she threw it in the skip or whatever. And so I have nothing left of my career, basically. So I thought, right, I'll write to the Army Records Office and ask them for my records. And you can do it online. So I went online and filled out all these forms, and it said, oh, we'll be back within 5 weeks. If you haven't heard anything, send another email in and blah, 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 blah. Well, it's been 4 months now. I've heard knack all. Can't be asked now. I can't be asked to get in touch and say, look, where's my pissing records? So I'll just write down what I can remember and then upload it into the archive. But, you know, the galling thing about not having stuff from your past is, you know, I passed 4 city and guilds, and of course I had all the, you know, all the certificates and stuff like that, and I had my army records from when I was when I first joined up to when I left the boys' service, basically. And the boys' service was like going to a boarding school. So, of course, at the end of every term, you got a little book, and it says, you know, could do better, swears a lot, cooking's good, language is bad, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I'd saved them all the time. And then, like I say, this wicked witch that I got hooked up with knackered up my life and got rid of everything that I had, got rid of all my memories. But, you know, that's hateful people for you. I was going to say hateful women, but, you know, there's men who are hateful as well. Not that I've had a hateful man, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so basically she fucked up my life. And she removed everything I had. So there you go. Yes, Carlos, you live and learn, mate. Unfortunately, in my life, I've lived, and half the time I haven't learned my lesson. You know, I don't know what it is, but I seem to have I was going to say a bad taste in women, but it's not a bad taste in women. I just seem to hook up with the wrong one. If, you know, I don't know, really. I don't know where that's going, but yeah, I've been married twice and whatever, and been divorced twice and whatever. So it just goes to show you I'm not really the marrying type. But, you know, it's at least you get a few presents, don't you? And you get to wear a suit and all that kind of gear and get pissed. But you have to live with the consequences. That's the only bad thing about getting married, is you have to live with the pissing consequences. So there you go. That's my story about getting married. But I do, Carlos. I love cake. I'm a cake man. Cake and biscuits. It'll get them everywhere. Do you know? I love wedding cake, but I like any cake. And biscuits. Oh, I'm one of those people, you know, who I don't tend to buy biscuits now, because I'm one of those that if I open a packet of biscuits, of course, I have to eat them all. I can't open a packet of biscuits, eat 3 and put them in a tin. I open them and I just have to eat them. They've all got. It's like opening. It's like opening chocolates. If I open a thing of chocolates, I just have this thing. I can't stop eating them. So, Carlos, most of us. Well, when I say most, lots and lots and lots of us are either divorced or separated or whatever. It's not a. I don't know what the word is, but it's not what that anyway. So, but yeah. So, everybody thinks, oh, he's a bit of a boring git. Well, I must be really, because I can't. I have to get a new wife every 6 years because they don't last longer than 6. And I do tend to trade them in for a younger model. So there you go. I don't now, of course. A sprightly pair of legs don't turn my eye anymore. I lie like a cheap watch. But there you go. How was Rory doing? Oh, he's in a fucking bunker, dickhead. Yeah, Carlos, I don't mind being single. But sometimes I miss contact. If that's it, and I'm not talking about sex and all that kind of shit. I'm talking about contact, interactions or whatever, or sometimes I miss it. Sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do. Oh, that's not company. That's the right word, Carlos. I miss the company, and and it's the interactions. Charlotte Roos. Is she a football player? I know what you mean, Tom. Sorry, I was taking the piss. Well, I wasn't taking the piss. I was trying to make light of the word. But it isn't Roos, is it? It's Russo. Yeah. And when I say interaction, actually it's not. I don't know how to put it really, because it isn't only verbal interaction. It's just knowing that there's somebody else sat in the seat next to you. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, it's like having a comfort blanket. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's what it feels like, a comfort blanket. Oh. Is that a spot? No. Thought I had a spot then, but it's not. I think it's a bit of muck. Oh, it's on my bloody screen. Oh, that's got rid of it. I thought it was a spot on my face. It's a bit of muck on my screen. Can't see it now. Anyway, folks, just to go back on to Levi, just in case anybody missed it or somebody sat in the background who hasn't heard. But I had a call from Levi tonight, about 6 o'clock, 5 or 6 minutes, and he's in fine form, and he's been recategorized to Category C prisoner, which means he could get moved I don't think he wants to be moved, but I think he can get moved because he likes, you can't really express the right words, can you? But he's got his own space. He's not sharing anything. So, whereas if he moves to a Category C prisoner, he might end up with company, which I don't think he's more of a, he likes his own space type thing. If that makes sense, anyway, it does to me in my head. But Tom, yeah, female company is nice, but any company is nice, quite honestly. Especially if you're on the same wavelength. You know what I mean? You can bounce off each other. Yeah, Carlos, he's doing okay, mate. And like Kelsey said a little bit earlier on, I think she said there's 159 days left to do, which is nothing, quite honestly. When I was on about it the other day, and he said, "Oh, I can't remember what he said now. I've got something like 3.5 months to do, Grandad, or something like that." And I said, "I won't worry about it, son. I've spent longer in a bloody dinner queue than that." So, yeah, he's doing okay, Carlos. And 152. Is that what he's got? 152. I thought he said 100 and somewhere. Let me have a look. Well, oh yeah, 152. There you go. Do you know? And it's only halfway up the bloody chat, and I couldn't even remember what the bloody number was. But I know now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little clock. If I can figure a way of doing it, I'm going to make a little clock and put it up there somewhere, with days to do. I get him for you. And I might start playing music, like my bags are packed, I'm ready to go and all that, bit of bullshit, really. I don't know. Stuff runs through my head. I'm like a bloody idiot. But, yeah, Carlos, it'll soon be over. It's flying by now. But it always does, doesn't it? Once you get January out the way, January is like 6 months on its own, 1 month is like having 6 months. Whereas now we're into that time when it just whooshes by. And, of course, when you get to July and August and it's people's holidays and things like that, you just whoosh, it's gone. The 2 weeks you have for holidays or 3 weeks, or if you're lucky, you've got a month or whatever. The time just, no sooner does your holiday time come round and the holiday time's finished. So it flies. So, yeah, it's 152 days to do, and it's getting even few. There's a bit of a song there, a bit of a poet there. I don't know. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. I'm a twat and we all know that. Anyway, people, it's a minute to 8. It's time for me to love you and leave you and say thank you for turning up. And just remember, I'll be... it does, Carlos, it does go fast when you're older. But there you go. Yeah, so just remember, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, same channel, same place. Me and Bobby will be having a bit of a chinwag. I don't know what we'll be talking about. Might be somewhat boring, because sometimes he does bore me head off. Sometimes he doesn't. Anyway, so just remember, down there, put a little tick in the thumbs up, and you can even put it in the thumbs down if you don't like it. I don't make any difference, but it all helps. Thumbs up helps. If you haven't subscribed, just remember to subscribe. Hit the bell. You'll get reminded that we're back on. And there's a couple of channels out there worth looking at. There's Bibby out there worth looking at, and his mate Aaron, he's worth looking at. He's quite funny at times, is Aaron, and Bibby's on quite often. So there you go, people. So I'm going to say live long and prosper, TTFN, and take care.